Morne, I asked you to send me your biography, and I'm not sure if I regret asking you or not. I've got a mere 7 lines here just to work through quickly. They're bullet points, so I hope not to bore you with your own bio. Okay. Okay. Dr. Morne Mostert is involved with, and forgive me if I've edited this dreadfully. You're part of South Africa's National Planning Commission. You're chairman of the academic board of a Dutch technology company called Smart Bio. You're a member of the international think tank, the Club of Rome. You're also an author. One of your books, at least that you've published, is Systemic Leadership, Leadership Development in the Era of Complexity. We're halfway, hang in there. Okay. You're also the former director of the Institute for Futures Research at Stellenbosch University, a fine institute. You have a PhD in technology and innovation, and you're the inventor of a fascinating tool, the Mindset Index. It's a world first in the scientific assessment of strategic mindsets. So out of 1 to 10, 1 being awful, 10 being acceptable, how is that as a snapshot of your bio?
Absolutely spot on.
Great. Morne Mostert, why are you involved with leadership?
Everything else was taken, Dominic. I've been curious about the subject just for the longest time. I suppose it started a bit in the family. My father was always on these kind of leadership development programs and hand me his notes, and of course I wouldn't understand a word of it. And I landed sort of by accident as a first job doing management training in a college set up really for previously disadvantaged students of management. And that job I accepted with complete ignorance of what any of this was all about. But I realized very quickly that, of course, it's ludicrous for me to try and help people to learn about management when I myself have very little knowledge of it and also really haven't practiced any of it. Of course, that didn't deter me in the least, but it did make me deeply curious about how this actually works on the one hand, and on the other, obsessed almost with how to help others to learn more about management and leadership. And then I was, in a sense, really just lucky, learned more and more about the subject, and always in parallel, Dominic, the methodology. So always, what is this stuff? And then how do you learn about it? And today I continue that curiosity, and then was privileged to do a lot of this work in London for various organizations, came back to South Africa, was head of the School of Leadership of Discovery, and then went into consulting all over the world, about 12 African countries, a lot of it in the Middle East. And when it went really well, it was London, Paris, Geneva, and Rome. And so really had this great privilege to be with groups of increasingly senior people in increasingly large organizations in various parts of the world. And eventually wrote a PhD, not only on what it is, but very importantly, how could one learn more deeply what leadership could mean and how it contributes to not only shareholders, investors, other stakeholders, but indeed the fabric of society. And that curiosity stays with me. I must tell you, the spoiler alert is that after over 25 years of doing this, is that I still, when I have the privilege of working with senior leaders on the subject of leadership, of course, the question always comes up, well, what is leadership? And the best answer, tragically, I have, Dominic, after 25 years, is that a leader leads. Thank you. Shall we end it
there? Is that it? Is that all you've got? Is that so?
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Great talking to you, Morne. Wonderful.